Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Monday, April 22nd, 2019. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss, and here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. But first, I hope you all had a fantastic weekend, extended holiday weekend here, and I also wanted to remind you that coming up here next Monday, we will begin our Masters training for Masters members. Again, there is still time to jump into that training and all that Masters has to offer. The upcoming schedule here, if you have missed it here, we have a 5-day schedule next week for Masters members. This is going to be a rotation focusing on intraday trading techniques using our tools and techniques. So this is going to be a fantastic 5-day session here. We're going to have 6 p.m. course on days 1 and 4, and then live trading on days 2, 3, and 5. The following week, we will also have a Swing Trade Pro 2.0 training session here as well for the whole week, 1 through 5 here days. First day is going to be also a live session here of training at night in addition to day 4. Days 2, 3, and 5 will also be live trading sessions there where we will implement the techniques and the ideas that we learn in these sessions. So again, this is fantastic rotation on intraday trading, fantastic rotation on swing trading. These are techniques that we use every single day in the trading room that are just phenomenal, that continue to work, and I will teach you exactly what we do and how, and this is going to be fantastic. So again, if you're not a part of those programs, there are great deals down here. The bundle is perhaps the best deal of all. And again, if you are already an owner of Swing Trade Pro 2.0 or a PivotBoss Masters, that specific rotation will be free to you. And if you want to jump into the bundle and jump into both of those, that is completely the best way to go for the value. And also, you get so much more at the dashboards for PivotBoss Masters and Swing Trade Pro 2.0, where there is countless hours there of training in addition to tools for trading as well. So again, this is going to be held next week, and I will be also holding an information webinar later on this week, Wednesday, using the PivotBoss Join Me code. I'll let you know more about that, and that'll be coming up Wednesday. So that'll be a lot of fun here to get more information and to also have your questions answered. All right, really quickly here, let's take a look at the ES here. You can notice that we're kind of in a sideways range right now after the major rally. We've had kind of that melt up phase here ever since with this pullback here, where it just kind of pushed higher very quickly and then quietly went sideways to up and sideways to up for the most part. So right now we are still seeing a defense of prices inside the PIMA trigger zone. You can also see that prices continue to hold this LVN right here at about 28.70, 28.65. And that's an LVN that's also part of the previous month's high right there. That's the blue line. So any pullback as deep as that could still be a fantastic buying opportunity for bulls. A failure to hold 28.60 could open up a deeper pullback, perhaps as low as 2800 in the near term. So again, we'll see how the market shakes out here early on. But I would say the trend right now suggests more strength even if we were to get a pullback. So if we were to break down like we did before, or break down here like we did before, that could provide a great buying opportunity for what could be a strong finish to the month. We will see how this plays out. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. You'll see right here a little bit of weakness right now, 3 days sideways here. But what you're noticing in both the ES and the NQ is a minor failed high right now. You see a rejection of the previous session's high, and now price is pushing through the midpoint of the previous session here in the NQ. That's typically quite bearish, can usually end up with an outside day down type of pattern here. So again, we will see how that plays out. But right now, early on, bears are winning the daytime frame at the moment, and all pullbacks are selling opportunities. Again, very similar to the ES if price were to drop lower. You know, inside the PIMA trigger zone here, we're still providing an opportunity for bulls to defend. Any failure to hold 75.50 could open up a bigger rotation back towards 72.75. So right now, that's the framework to work off of early this week. And again, continue to watch the intraday time frame right now as bears are winning out. All right, taking a look at crude oil. You'll notice with crude, this one had a major spike up, was up about 3% at one point here in the pre-market on news. And this one hitting $65.99, the highest prices we've had in quite a while. since the major sell-off back here. Again, everything continues to point at higher and higher prices at the moment, but anytime you get this major spike up, again, if there's a failure to hold after that spike, say 65s, if it cannot hold 65s here, that could open up kind of a blow off top type of pattern. So we'll see if the market can continue to hold these gains. 65s right now to be defended on an intraday basis. If there's a failure to hold 65s on an intraday basis, that could provide quite a turnaround here for the day. So again, 65 the level to watch early in the session. Lastly, taking a look at gold futures, you'll notice here with gold we've had a sideways couple of days here after price broke down and closed below 1280. It barely closed below 1280 here and has gone sideways ever since. This continues to be the key level here, 1280 and even down to 1270, right? That zone we talked about is a very important zone, and we're not really seeing the drop away from it just yet, but we do have a fantastic rounded top here. And typically speaking, if that breaks down and goes, we could easily see a move to the recent pivot low. That's very simple. That's the next key level if we cannot hold this zone. Now, if we reject this area in any meaningful way, like say it breaks down and rejects strongly, then we likely go back up to the recent high here at 1350, perhaps even as high as 1360. So again, we are at a very important pivot here in the charts. We will continue to watch it very closely. At the moment, bears appear to be winning out, and any pullback here could be a hardcore selling point for a drop downward. One last thing, you notice composite VPOC is 1287.60. Well, that level went offered on that day and dropped. Now you have these PIMAs coming down to provide resistance right at value. So if you retest value from below after being offered, bears are likely going to maintain control. That could lead to some weakness. So that's the early framework for this week. If we pull back to about 1290, our bull's going to take the reins and go, or a bear's going to defend and drop this thing. Right now, bears have the upper hand. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.